City Samla. Welcome back to Tom Plays Europe Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We're back with the Ottomans in the within the last century of play. So we just had a big war with the Mamluks, and I was just planning to have a look at our trade situation. Colonies close to ours. It's interesting, I wasn't aware we had any colonies. This is because we've taken over some of Russia's. So, if you remember the talk on trade, we currently have 3 trade nodes, which we're moving trade out of. But we also have a trade node, Ragasa, which we have a lot of the trade power, but none of the trade is being retained. It's all being pulled forward in various directions, mostly towards Wien, looks like. So what I was thinking was, maybe instead of worrying about Aleppo, about having a merchant there pulling trades directly to Constantinople, maybe we should rely on our merchant in Alexandria to pull trade to Constantinople, and instead move the Aleppo merchant over to collect trade in Ragasa. Royal marriage, no problem there. So yeah, basically what we need to do, how I tend to do it, is try to keep an eye on our money situation and how it changes. So if we go to the trade screen first, I'm going to take the Aleppo, well no, I'm not going to take the Aleppo node, I'm going to go to Ragasa, I'm going to say send, and collect from trade is what we want in Ragasa. There's no point transferring trade power because there's no node closer to Constantinople. All the trade just goes out of our hands. So I'm going to have them actually collect from trade. Double check this, it's going down slightly. Okay, Ragasa, send, collect from trade, send the guy from Aleppo. So our money is going to go down when the guy leaves Aleppo. I imagine we're going to find a lot more of it is being dragged this way to Alexandria. But I'm hoping that we can make up for that enough so that actually collecting from Ragasa leaves us with more money. It's difficult to be sure because the money can change over time anyway. And I've certainly heard people say... Oh, excellent. I've heard people say that you shouldn't collect trade except in your home node, which for us is Constantinople. But otherwise, we just don't seem to be getting any trade out of Ragasa at all, really, because it's all being pulled forward, so I think it might be worth it. But to me, proof is always in the pudding. So it's gone down, which I'm guessing is the effect of this. Loads being pulled down here. We're moving more up here, but there's also more escaping our grip and heading, I think, to Genoa. Let's just see if this comes up again. We do have some retained trade value now, so it may be that the received wisdom was right and we've actually lost more money. I would like to see it just go to another month just to make sure. But yeah, we do seem to have lost a fair bit from doing that, so maybe reversing that decision. The people who say you shouldn't bother to collect in other nodes may well be correct. Fair enough then. It was worth trying. So yeah, we were retaining some of the trade, but not enough to make it worthwhile. So fair enough, I'm going to go back to the trade screen, we're going to reverse that, so this time we're going to choose Aleppo, and we're going to pick the merchant who's currently in Ragasa, but we're going to choose transfer trade power. So exactly the same situation, we will keep an eye on the money. Might go down even further while the merchant's en route. I don't think it did last time. So they should appear here. We'll get a little tick, there we go, and then we'll find that this number goes down and that number goes up. So a lot of trade will then be being transferred to Constantinople, which is our home node. Yep, and our money's gone back up again. Fair enough, we are still better off with that configuration. At least we do well with Constantinople. We're retaining all the trade there. And we've got nearly all the power. 98%. It's just a bit disappointing that all of Ragas's trade is going out, but what can you do? Maybe if I get another merchant I can try them in Ragasa. But looking at how that worked, maybe I'd be better off putting them in another node to make sure we get even more trade. We'll see. Anyway, hope that made sense anyway, gives an idea of how the trade thing works. No, not worth it. Got humanism, don't really need to convert anyone. Right, so where does this leave us? While we're in peacetime, let me just check the institutions. Still spreading. Got plenty of money now, but we can't really afford to embrace any. So if we've got plus 60, we could probably get better advisors. So okay, they've all got very good bonuses actually. It's like the plus 3 advisor there. I don't think national unrest is worth that much. We don't have a lot of unrest since we mastered humanism. Diplomatic reputation is also really good. Morale of armies. Well, discipline is better. But yeah, I think I like the bonuses too much. Which is unfortunate, because we could really do with getting our monarch points up. So we'll just have to keep an eye on advisors, because we could probably afford plus 3 ones. Probably. Could probably afford all 3 plus 3s. Certainly 2 of them, and a plus 2. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, as things go, I think we should be looking at maybe building up our army, maybe building up the navy. Let me bring the navy back up to Kirim. I'm guessing I was in the midst of building some trade ships actually. Yeah, they're still in construction. I'm guessing I did a fleet of 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that might even be intended to replace an obsolete fleet. So I might have a look around once it's built to see if there's any obsolete fleets available. We're not going to be able to build the army up, so how about looking at the navy? So military screen. We've easily got room for another 20 galleys. Oh, interesting. I don't know if we've had this one. Wave of obscurantism. I don't know much about obscurantism, but knowledge is power sounds good to me, whereas ignorance is bliss loses your prestige. Even though we can kind of afford to lose prestige. Yeah, I'm going to go with knowledge is power. I think we can cope with the unrest. We used to have it much worse. Okay. Oh. There's another light ship. Oh, did I build... Am I building some more? Oh, I am. Okay, let's speed up time. Get all these ships built so they're out of the way. And then I can work out whether we actually do have room for some galleys. So, obviously gone for 2 fleets of 7. Which is fine. Okay, so this is a fleet of 7, but they're heavy frigates. I think heavy frigates is the current technology. Yes. So, what about you? Also heavy frigates. Okay, it looks good. So we have 21 galleys, and I see 4 fleets of heavy frigates, which makes 49. Right, so we're all up to date as far as I can tell. Shebex are the galleys. Okay, so our trade ships. Oh, what we've got? Protector of a pilgrimage. Oh, excellent. Apparently we now have Mecca and Medina. So we are going to officially protect the routes of the Hajj. Nice. Okay, cool. So one of our active trade fleets is protecting Crimea. One is protecting Aleppo. So this one, I think, should be protecting Alexandria. Just set it so that it goes to a friendly port during war. You do Alexandria. +4. I don't know if there's honestly any point in protecting Ragusa, because I don't think we're getting anything out of it. Constantinople isn't worth it. We're already doing Crimea, Aleppo and Alexandria. Ragusa, this claims we're going to make a profit, but I don't know how true that is. We can try it. We'll try to protect Ragusa. Not convinced it's going to make any difference, but that's not too bad. We've got one at each trade node that we have a merchant at, and also one in Ragusa. Right, so let's just fill out the rest of the navy with galleys, so we have room for 40 more ships. And they've been upgraded again. Wonderful, so our galleys are already out of date. Okay, right, well I'm not going to do 40, maybe 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Usual, stamina and movement move towards legalism. I think that was 20. Did throw me off a bit when the message popped up in the middle. Right, so now let's just speed up time. I really want the manpower to start recovering before we think about attacking anyone else. I'll give some time for the new ships to be built. I don't think we desperately need them. Oh yeah, we've got Great Britain as an ally now as well, haven't we? Okay, offensive ideas. This is the final idea, so if we accept that, we should have some new policies. So it'll be worth checking those. What do we have? Diplomats, diplomatic relations. Well, we don't really need those. Military maintenance, we don't really need. Max promoted cultures might be useful. Diplomatic reputation tends to be handy. Oh, but we can't actually get that, sorry. It's only the ones with the green that we can actually get. So, vassal taxation policy. Extra income from vassals. That does sound good, actually, I have to say. Even though I'm always saying administrative points are more valuable than money, I'm just thinking it'll allow us to definitely have +3 advisors, hopefully. And what have we got? Diplomatic relations we don't really need. Reinforced cost, maybe. Not so sure these are honestly necessary. Still monthly war exhaustion. No, I don't think we need those. I think we're fine. Now we need to construct the Suez Canal. 20,000 ducats, right? That'd be interesting. It kind of makes sense for us to construct it in a way. Right, okay. We have 4 diplomats, so to start with, let's improve relations with all vassals. And then I'll start thinking about actual diplomacy. Actually, I think we've only got 3 vassals, so for our 4th, How about Poland? Okay. Speed up time again. Still thinking about annexing Nogai. More so as time goes on, but they're still quite useful as a vassal as well. I mean, not that much in our way at the moment. Okay, we've finished improving relations with them, so let's improve with the Timurids, who are another ally, I believe. Finished with Mushasha, so let's improve with Bohemia. As soon as it lets us. There we go. It's one of the things about diplomatic ideas, you end up with quite a lot of diplomats. So we're going to find that we can start improving relations with people randomly, or possibly we could start spying on our enemies and just generally making trouble for them, which is an option. Could maybe try to weaken Russia and Portugal a little, because we no longer need to have all our diplomats at our disposal. Right, so looking up here, how soon is a truce with Transoxania up? 1738, so quite a way into the future. However, Russia, no diplomats. There we go. If we declare war on Russia, we have to mix with Brandenburg, Teutonic Order and Gotland. Okay, if we declare war on Hungary, we no longer need to worry about Russia. Fair enough, so I think if we declare war on Russia, it's only going to be Russia we're actually fighting. So if we start building a spy network, and we will work towards taking a lot of territory from Russia. Okay. Still haven't got any extra manpower yet. Improvements in production, spare no expense, please. I am not desperately worried right now about money or inflation. Okay, we've got, sounds like an uprising. We've lost a royal marriage and we have Nogai pretender rebels. Pretty sure I can help with that. And I can also offer a royal marriage to the Nogai. It's nice having too many diplomats. So in theory, if we attacked Portugal, well, we don't have Spain. That is interesting. Scotland and the Papal State, I have to say, that's a lot less intimidating than Spain would have been. But we're not rivaling Portugal. Still, might try and improve relations with Spain. Possibly start building a spy network in Portugal. Maybe we can find a way to soften them up a bit. Okay. You get a lot more options in the late game with regards to spying. Got things like sow discontent, sabotage, reputation, infiltrate administration. So you also get additional ones of the DLCs. It's probably worth mentioning. But sow discontent is always a good one for weakening people, and sabotage reputation can be handy because it might make people less willing to join in wars. So it makes it harder to bring their allies in. It's always worth considering. Ah, cool. Alright. Yep, no problem. In fact, I might just move you back over there now. Looks like we have a problem. Not able to support this army. Checking the other armies, making sure they can still support them. Never going to gain manpower if we start losing it randomly. Okay, that looks fine. Definitely don't need 2 spare diplomats though. So, who should we look at next? Tell you what, I'm going to try to make friends with a papal state, because I think they're an ally of Portugal. I doubt it'll make any difference, but you never know. Still live in hope that they might have an uprising or something, or... well, I can't see the Mamluks taking it back, we've hurt them too much. Support the hardliners. Ah, manpower. That's always good to see. Okay. In that case, how are we doing in terms of fabricating claims? Now I'm sort of thinking we want to head east, ideally. Depends who you're attacking. With the Mamluks. No. Nope, I'm not letting you through. Because I don't want you to conquer the Mamluks. To be fair, the Mamluks may ask for access, in which case Portugal will be able to go across our lands anyway, unfortunately. But I don't want to make it easy for Portugal to get even more of a Mamluks land. And hey, we fought like 6 wars or something ridiculous, wearing the Mamluks down. Now you're just coming in and taking the land, now we've weakened them. Terrible behaviour. Right, so if we're gonna head east, it's a problem with Russia, there's just so much choice of areas to take. I suppose we could head north as well. Let's have a look. Okay. Well, let's take Kiinsk, because that will allow us to make more claims on Transoxania, which will help us to head east a bit more. Apparently that's all we've built up to take a claim on so far, so that's no good. Actually, to be fair, land is where it's at. I know I've sort of built the navy as well. Russia's showing discontent. Their farce wants access, so they can attack Portugal. Not going to be able to avoid it altogether, unfortunately. Right, so if we decided we wanted to go north from here, because land in the middle, there doesn't seem that much point to. I'm probably going to leave this piece of land until we've actually annexed the Nogai, if we ever do. It's not doing us any harm. So, fortifications being neglected. So we either lose army tradition or we lose some defensiveness until 1745. I think I'm going to lose defensiveness. I'm not too worried about that. Ah. Okay, our spy just got discovered. I should have made a claim while I had the chance. I didn't notice the bit where it said it had been discovered. Never mind. Okay, with that in mind, I might start making claims on Transoxania, because we're actually starting to get close, well not that close, but close-ish, to the point where we could even declare war on them instead of Russia. Okay, how about, well, Cleves is getting quite big, so let's improve relations with Cleves and maybe Switzerland. Actually thinking about it, let's just check the size of the army as well. Yep, we actually have a lot of room to increase army size. Question is, do we have places that can hold it? I mean, this one's limited to 44. So if I split that army into 4, so that should be fine now. Got 2 armies of 80. They have a lot of room. 2 armies of 40, sorry. They have lots of room to grow. That's the big limit, probably 47. So if I do an extra 14 per army, maybe just do extra infantry. Why does this one only add up to 79? 9 cannon, 9 cannon, 9 cannon, 10 cannon. So that's 37 cannon? Yeah, I think I'm down a gun up here. Okay. So that can be a starting point, and then just check the ratio. So we have 20,000 infantry, 18,000 guns. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have a few more infantry. So if this one is limited to 46 now, and that's 45. So if we do, say, just 10 more infantry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, brilliant. Should put us in a better position for whoever we attack. Okay, so you head there, you head there, head there, and we'll just send 1 to each, I guess. I think that will mean 25 per small army, because we've got 100 altogether. So 4 to each of these. And likewise here. Okay, so we speed up again. More imperialism, casus bellis. Okay. So each army is now 90 troops, and they've got a few more infantry, which should mean they're a bit more resilient. They're no longer having to have guns on the front line as they start to get casualties, which is not a bad thing. So if we just check the maximum limit, yeah, we're still 11 below our limit, so no problem. No problem at all, we can easily manage that many. Okay, so how are we doing with claims? We haven't even got our first claim on Transoxia yet. Timurids. Yep, that's fine. You're still an ally as far as I'm aware. We just really need to skip time forward. Ooh, good government policies. Nice. I think this one is random, but it would be worth pointing out that a lot of like the good events we've got are down to the idea groups we've chosen, which is one of the things that put me off espionage ideas, because it seems to come with a bunch of negative events, whereas most of the other idea groups come with positive ones. They're like, oh, your army's really impressive and things like that. But yeah, I think this one isn't related to an idea. I think we've just got lucky. Okay, so we've got extra money, so we can use it to improve stability, which would be great. Or we can invest the money in the government, which would also be good, except that that's not a huge increase. Or we could fill the treasury, which we really don't need, so I think increasing stability would be much better as an option. We're also getting quite high on administrative power here. I am feeling like it would be great to embrace an institution around now. Unfortunately, we still can't. So, with that in mind, stamp down on the movement again. How many times have we had that one now? Okay, let us, if we just look at Kirim, if you remember this with the development, 54.92%. I'm just going to spend some of our excess admin points building up Kirim. There we go. I'll leave it there. That's taken us down a fair bit. It's brought them closer to the Enlightenment. I'm hoping we don't need too many more before we'll actually be able to embrace it. It'll be really expensive, but it's almost at this bar beyond which we actually get a price to embrace it. So, shouldn't be too bad. Kirim's obviously getting closer now. I don't know if there are any who were closer actually. Maybe I should have looked for the one with the highest score. Yeah, not to worry. His brought our admin points down a bit as well, so it gives us a bit longer to embrace it before we need to worry. Discovered Russia building a spy network, which is good. Timurids, they want help against Oman. Oman is reasonably big. But I think I'll accept. Not sure if I'm going to need to send an army down, or if the vassals will be sufficient. So let's just have a look. It looks fairly hopeful. I wonder if we've actually got claims on Oman. Just wondering if we could make a separate peace. So we're now actually able to declare war on Transoxania, so I suspect that is what we'll do. Still don't want to make peace, do they? They are fighting back quite happily now. Okay, just a random bad event. It happens. Oh, Probably not a lot we can do. Never mind. I'm not really out to fabricate claims on Portugal. I only want to attack them because of the mission tree. Still no suing for peace. No, improve relation, benign diplomats. That sounds worthwhile. Apparently it's 3 monarch point day. Kilwa wants military access. I'm wondering if I'm now going to have to actually send someone over and do some work in this war. It's a surprisingly not that good general, considering I took the hit to defence instead of military tradition earlier. Seems to have still been enough to scare the Omanis away though. Right, we've got 78% war score now. Surely I can sue for peace. Occupied by an enemy. Oh, it's occupied by Kilwa. Right, I see, so we're not actually occupying anything. I know we're occupying those, but we can't take them. Right, fair enough. Can't be helped. I guess we will just have to go down as being a good ally to the Timurids. I'd like to think it'd stand us in good stead when we needed them for one of our wars, but I seriously doubt it. Hold provinces of our culture group. Can't say I'm that concerned. Okay, we are really needing to get this enlightenment embraced. Okay, Kirim. Almost there. Okay, they've accepted peace, so let's start. Right. They've very nearly embraced it now. So I think if they do embrace it, then we will probably be able to embrace it all together. Okay, Russia's showing discontent again. Lost some of our claims. Interesting. I wonder if these were related to the missions. Also lost a general. Okay, in theory, right, so that has done it. It's gone above the bar, but unfortunately the cost is too much even for our massive treasury. So, fair enough. I guess we're going to have to look for somewhere else to start improving. Aduna. They seem the obvious one. It's okay, let's put some admin in there. There. And we can pull them out now. In fact, more to the point, instead of just pulling them out, let's get them over to Transoxiana. Make a start on attacking. Is there somewhere? Kerman. There's somewhere over here where one of these armies can sit. Not really. Okay. Well, never mind. I at least want them a bit closer. Interesting. So if it might be possible to vassalise Kerman. Seen as a relatively new country. Doesn't look impossible. We're just going to need to get them to like us a lot more. Probably doesn't help that I think they've probably released themselves from the Timurids and we're allied with the Timurids. But never mind. Right, okay, let's make some claims on Transoxiana. So, LT Kuduk. Definitely Kipchak. And there's actually 2 more we could make, in theory. So that's not bad. That claims on Russia. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I think this is the influence one. So this only appears if you've got some of the influence idea group. And basically our vassals like us a lot better. Which is always nice. Okay, I'm going to do Kremenets. Although possibly we should stop fabricating claims on Russia because we might not be about to attack them and maybe try to sow discontent or something. But I don't know, I like to have a few claims just to be on the safe side. So if I just speed up a bit, try and get our armies over, and I'll probably end up wrapping it up. So sorry not a huge amount has happened, but we did have quite a war to recover from. To start gearing up for the next one. Smuggler's running rampant. I think stop them. We can afford to. And it will make us more money in the long run. One final peacetime thing I do want to do is... okay. Let's just check advisors again. Make sure we don't have any excellent +3 advisors. Yearly inflation reduction. Actually, that's probably useful because we do have a gold mine, so our inflation is probably pretty high. I'm not sure why we're suddenly making an enormous loss. Okay, well in that case I definitely don't want to get any more +3 advisors. Fair enough. Okay. Going to invest in military technology because it's taken us a while to embrace the Enlightenment and we're about to have a war, so I am definitely up for improving our troops. So yeah, what I'm thinking for next time is we're going to finish fabricating claims on Transoxiana. Sorry, keep pronouncing that wrong. I'd like to have all 4 that we can actually make claims on. Get us nice and firmly into Transoxianian land, however you say that. Might be nice to look at the possibility of annexing Kerman. Vassalising Kerman, sorry. In fact, let's do that. Let's make an alliance with them. Got one too many diplomatic relations now. We might actually have a policy that can help with that. Royal marriage, yes please, so that puts them up even further. I think we might be able to do it. I might even be up for doing it now. Seeing as we're doing peacetime stuff on this occasion, and this is a sort of peacetime thing to do. So let's start on the subsidies. That is actually enough. Remember, we need at least 1.5 a year for 10 years because the maximum is always 15 for subsidies. Maximum improvement in their opinion of us. We offer military access, which gives us another 10. So in effect we need to get this within 25 of 190, and then we offer the coup de grace with a gift. So probably, I was going to say probably isn't going to be this time, but it might be. Okay, I'm going to give up on embracing Enlightenment and go for the new administrative idea. because I think it's just taking us too long and I don't want to waste all my admin points doing development. Especially seeing as this is the last institution we need to worry about. Oh brilliant, we can make cores more effectively. Actually some of this is, I think we're coring the states we've made. So there you are, that's going to use up all of our admin points. Never mind. Right, so... okay, can we finish this? Alright, improve relations as maximum. So that's the other concern now. Is it even going to be possible? I'm going to have another 14. Could have a gift. Oh, this is because I'm allied to the rival, isn't it? Well, there's a very easy solution to that. Let me just check that the rival is actually the Timurids. It probably isn't, is it? Oh no, it is. Harsa and the Timurids. Right, fair enough. Most useless ally ever. Can always get them back, if necessary. Send gift. Because the thing is, it's a problem being allied to the Timurids now, but once we've vassalised them, it won't matter anymore. We can ally with the Timurids again, so we've probably upset the Timurids a bit, breaking the alliance with them, but if we start improving relations, we can probably get them back before you know it. Start improving relations with Timurids. Right, brilliant. So we are going to be ready to go very shortly, but I'm going to finish it there. I suppose you can't make war every time. So yeah, that's it. So next time we'll be attacking Transoxiana for the second time. I need to check who their allies are actually. But yeah, leave that for next time. I will see you then.